What's up, y'all? Did y'all miss me? It's your girl Shay Renee, and I am back to talk about love and marriage DC. And y'all, we got a lot to talk about. So let's just get into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming in with a force. Yeah, blessings we are reap and we coursing on.
All right, y'all. So I noted that it is extremely late at night, but I had to come on here because I know that it's been a minute. Okay. For my corporate job, my 9 to 5, I've been gone for a week for a work convention. So I didn't have, well, I couldn't be doing videos in my room because I didn't want nobody to know I'm sharing their own damn line. Okay. So there it is. The cat's out the bag. I couldn't do videos for a week because I was doing work convention. But anyway, I am back and we are back to business. Okay. Because those are only once a year. So you guys only have to deal with that in January every year. All right. So, Love and Marriage DC. Now, y'all know I live in the DC area, so this show is near and dear to my heart. I actually know a lot of the characters on the show and their background. I actually think, from what I'm seeing, this season is going to be way better than last season. Okay. Like I told y'all in season 1, I felt like Ashley Silva really wants to be a reality. Like she really wants to be the star of something because her husband Quicksilver has always been the star of that marriage. Like he's on the radio, he's doing all these different things. Like he's always been like the guy, right? And she's just been Quicksilver's wife, okay? So on Love and Marriage DC, it's like Quicksilver is her partner and she's the one in the forefront. So I think that if Monique and Chris Samuels had stayed on this show, it would have been a mess. It really would have been a shady, hot mess. And I feel like Ashley would have done something to separate herself from Monique anyway, because I think Ashley really wants to be the star of this show. She really does. Ashley thinks she's the star of the show right now. She really, really does. But until Sherelle Duncan comes on here, she can be the star in this episode. But I'm telling y'all better look out for Sherelle Duncan because Sherelle gonna give it like it's supposed to be given. Okay. Sherelle is the type of person that she's a real chick. Like Sherelle is there's no fakeness inside of her. Like y'all may see her and be like, oh, she, whatever y'all have, y'all may have y'all different opinions about her, but whatever you see, what you see is what you get. Okay. And I have followed Sherelle Duncan for a long time. I actually saw they were like a big thing, her and her husband, years ago when they got married. If you hashtag for forever Duncan, they got married because her husband literally asked her to marry him, and in the same day they got married, he planned everything out. So it was like they were like a huge social media sensation because of that. Okay. So they will probably show up in the next episode, hopefully, but they are going to be a huge deal when they finally come on. But I think that it was good for the Samuels to be off of this show because they just really they weren't giving the reality that the reality TV people needed to see. Like they wanted this to be some kumbaya, black couples, rah, rah, rah type of stuff. And reality TV is just not built around that type of image. And that type of show would have been very boring. Not to say that we need to see a whole bunch of drama and people getting into it, but it just didn't. I could see if it was authentic. It just didn't feel authentic how they were putting the show together previously, right? And the relationships didn't seem solid. It really didn't. Like it just seemed like it was a power play amongst all of them constantly. And I could feel it and see it. But anyway, glad that they are, I love Chris and Monique Samuels. However, I am glad that they are not on this show anymore because I think that now the show is going to turn out so much better. Okay. Linda Gamble is in the building. What's up, Linda? Linda says, hello, Shay Renee. She says, how are you doing? I am doing good, Linda. I don't know when you came on, But I told everybody that I was away at a work convention for a whole week, so I couldn't really get on my channel. Like, we had meetings all day long, and I was in my hotel room. And I ain't want nobody to know I was shaving their online, so I ain't want them to be hearing me through the doors and the windows and things. So I'm like, what's she in there doing? But nope, I had to wait till I get back to the covenant of my own home, okay? But I am back. We only have conventions one time a year in January, so that's the only time y'all got to deal with that. And I will let y'all know next time before I exit the building, okay? So y'all will understand what is the goings on, all right? So, Love and Marriage DC, the episode starts off with them actually recapping Monique and Chris and going into their marriage, because Quick is at the radio station, and then Jamie Tyler shows up. He's behind the scenes, like watching him do his show, and what's the girl's name? Donna the Diva or something like that. I don't listen to the radio very much anymore since I have Apple Music. So whoever his co-host was, she asked him quick about during the show about Monique and Chris Samuels, because it was a hot topic. She does the hot topics and he does something called an inspirational vitamin. Okay. So Quick tried to act like he was blindsided by the question. I guess that was just to kind of preserve his relationship with the Samuels, because I'm pretty sure they probably told him what was going on ahead of time. But if they didn't, that's wrong, because they know that he's on TV with them. So why would you just pop up with this question? But anyway, he's like, listen, all marriages go through things. My marriage went through some things, and the Tylers went through some things, and now the Samuels have gone through some things. That doesn't mean that they're getting a divorce, okay? And I can understand that, because when we're all up here assuming stuff, we know what an ASS makes out of everybody, okay? So moving right along in a adjoining scene, because they're kind of going back and forth in different scenes. Ashley and Arena are they're at Ashley's house, okay? And Arena comes over with some liquor, child, because liquor will solve all your problems any time of day, temporarily. Anyway, so she's going over there and they're talking and whatnot, and they're hanging out. Apparently, this is something that they are starting to do together, because, as according to Ashley, they're not it's not a friendship, it's a friendship, because she's not because Arena's not getting any D from Jamie and she's not getting any from her. I was like, okay, Ashley, was that supposed to be funny? It felt very flat. Your middle name is definitely not Martin Lawrence, even though he's from the area. You ain't got it, sis. Okay, you could have kept that to yourself. But moving on. So they're sitting there talking. Is my sis in the building? Linda Gamble says, I don't blame you. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate you. Miss B is in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? She says, I'm here. What I miss, sis? Girl, why was you up this late with me? Now, I just knew y'all was going to watch the replay tomorrow now, but I had to come on here because, listen, I ain't want y'all to think I was in the ditch some day on with y'all. She was like, what I miss, sis? Listen, we are talking about Love and Marriage DC and why I haven't been on for a whole week. I was at a work convention, so I couldn't talk to y'all for about a week. But now I'm back. I'm back in civilization, okay? So anyway, Ashley and Arena are talking. And Arena is basically filling her in on some stuff that's happening in her life currently, where little Jamie, I guess, he sent some text message saying that they're never there for him and whatnot, because he got some speeding ticket in the mail. And, his father opened it because they have the same name, thinking it was his. Come to find out it was little Jamie's, and little Jamie asked for the money to pay for the bill. And of course, Big Jamie was like, no, like, you are a grown man. You're 26 years old. Pay for your own ticket. And he's like, y'all ain't never there for me. And, saying that his girlfriend is the only one that's there for him. Little Jamie is a classic case of the Maryland suburban boy. Okay. There's a lot of young boys that grew up in the DMV area. Okay. That they wanted so bad to be ghetto for some reason. I remember when I was in high school, it was a couple of dudes that they grew up in big houses in this area called Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Now, Upper Marlboro, Maryland is like, and Bowie, Maryland, that's where all the black people that got a little coin live, in Potomac, okay? So the middle class black people that's living, okay, and living pretty good, they buying Gucci and Prada and all this stuff, but they got a big house, but not a big ass house like the people in Potomac, okay? So a lot of young boys that grew up in those areas, and even like Fort Washington, Maryland, or like, all these different, affluent black areas. The boys that grew up in those areas really wanted to be gangster and ghetto for some reason. Like they wanted to go and be in DC with the dudes that really was gangster and ghetto, and it was for a reason, because they had to scrape and survive. And it wasn't good times for them. Okay, so they became friends with these boys, and they want to be ghetto and gangster, even though their parents are giving them everything. Little Jamie gives me the epitome of that type of person. Yeah, he's, his parents, his dad, obviously, Jamie talks about being in the law enforcement, which I told y'all that last season. I knew that because I did network marketing with Arena Tyler. But yeah, he's been in the police, has been a police officer for a while. Arena they always had money. Like they always had money. So it was like, it's like, why is he acting like this? But also, Jamie really had it pegged. He said, people that were born in like the 60s and 70s, they didn't want their children to suffer or, have to really worry about money or anything. So they overgave to their children. I don't think that's a 60s and 70s thing. I think that people that were born in the 80s probably do that with their children. Hell, people within the 90s. If you are giving your children things, you have to give them things within reason. And you can't coddle your children. And it's sad because unfortunately, a lot of women in general, no matter what area you live in, coddle their boys, but they're harder on their daughters. And a boy will become a man, and he's going to have to be the head of household. So I feel like the Tylers have coddled little Jamie because they have this other child that has this disability. Then you have your oldest daughter, which you guys were obviously hard on, and she has her own place. She got her own job. She got her own house, 2 jobs, work hard. She a bad broad, okay? And she getting on with it. But he's the middle child that you guys have coddled, and now you're sad about it. I don't get it. So he's just the product of how you guys have obviously spoiled and coddled him all of his life. And it's ridiculous. Okay. Miss B says, girl, I'm up cooking soup for tomorrow and now listening to my sis Shay. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, girl, soup is the thing. Okay. I was around 9,000 people at this convention. Okay. I need to be drinking some daggone soup too, and I'm hibernating. All right. Luckily, sis don't have no C-19 things going on. Okay. Thank the good Lord. Thank the good Lord. Okay. But moving on, y'all. So again, Arena and Ashley are talking, and then they talk about the Samuel saying, yeah, well, that house is so huge. Why couldn't they could be on 2 different wings, trying to work on their marriage, but apparently they need to be in different wings of Maryland. Ashley, your jokes they're falling a little flat. I don't know if Ashley thought she was being funny, but your reads were not turning the page. They just were not. So obviously, her and Arena know that Monique and Chris were living in different houses. Now, they did say that in their Instagram little live that they did or whatever. They said they're not getting a divorce and they're just living in separate houses so that they can work on their marriage. What, you know what? Y'all like it. I love it. I don't give a, y'all not on the show. I don't care. Why are we talking about them? I think that they were supposed to film for the show, but obviously the coins wasn't rubbing together the way that Monique thought that they should. Okay. And here's my thing, Monique. If it was a money thing, y'all wasn't giving what it needed to give last season. And I already know that the show is going to give what it needs to give in this one episode without you guys. Uh-huh. Yeah. That I feel it. I feel it in my pinky. It's gonna happen. Y'all wasn't bringing the life that the show needed. It was flatlining. Bad. Okay. I was surprised it got a second damn season. But moving on. So getting back to Quick and Jamie. So they talk about the situation with little Jamie as well. And they talk about him retiring from the police force and whatnot. And of course, uh, Quick is acting like he didn't know that Jamie was a police officer. My thing is, if y'all been close for so many years, right? Quick, why you acting like you ain't know this man was a police officer, honey? Don't play with us. Don't play with her. Mm-mm. Cause we know you knew. You on TV tomorrow. I ain't even know. If y'all were friends for years and I knew, and I don't even hang out with these people, I knew he was a police officer. Why would you not know that he was a police officer? It's not that big of a secret. Now I get it. Nobody want to be on TV, especially with all the stuff that has been going on with police officers in the last couple of years or whatever the case may be. I get it. But don't act like ain't nobody see you out here in those mean streets of DC, Jamie Tyler. Okay. Okay. Moving on. All right. So they talk about that and they talk about Chris and Monique as well. And then we go back to Ashley and Arena, where they're talking about her Arena's youngest son, Jason's party. So they're having a party to celebrate him moving and getting into the Doors program and whatnot. And the Doors program is basically a program that allows people that are blind or have disabilities to live on their own. Okay. And he's so excited about getting into this program. And Arena says that she invited Monique and Chris to the party, but she doesn't know if they're going to come or not. And she really hopes that they come. First of all, girl, you don't care if they come or not. Let's be very clear. You could give two craps if they show up to your daggone party. But okay, y'all, I guess y'all got to talk about them because they're not going to be on the show. So y'all, maybe there's room for them to come back next season. So y'all are trying to like sprinkle a little garlic salt on them a little bit and sprinkle them in wherever you can. So it makes sense if they come back. I don't know what y'all trying to do, but it's falling flat. Moving on. So in the next scene, now we are introduced to Clifton and Joy. Okay, they were both on Ready to Love DC, and I don't know if y'all seen one of my videos in the past. I was like, I really wanted to watch that show, but I just couldn't get into it. I just really couldn't get into it. I also don't understand. They talk about Joy now lives with Clifton, but she was living in Mexico. How the heck was she on Ready to Love DC if she was living in Mexico? I don't understand that, but okay, didn't watch the show, don't know what happened. So anyway, they're living together and whatnot. They're engaged. They ended up being together after the end of the show. They talk about her being a stepmom now, basically, and how they're going to be moving into a new home together. And she says, sometimes I feel like you don't miss me anymore or whatever. So they do this little thing where she goes outside and comes back in and he acts like he's excited to see her. I'm like, girl, okay, listen, y'all living together and you moving on to the next stage of life. Like, my husband don't listen. I was gone for damn near 6 days. Okay. This fool, when I walked in the house, now I will say he had a nice set of flowers from bouquet of flowers for me and my favorite candies there. And of course, my son that I love so much greeted me at the door. But was my husband like, oh my God, I missed you? No, he probably had a whole field day while I was gone. So it's okay for them to not miss you every waking second of the day. Lord have mercy, child. Y'all ain't even married yet and you feeling that type of way. Girl, it's going to be okay. But moving on. They talk about moving into their new house, and I don't know if the video that they showed of a house was their house that they're actually moving into or whatnot, but whatever. So Clifton is making some beard oil. He's a entrepreneur. She's a singer. So I don't know what she's bringing to the household financially. I'm sure she's not broke, and even though she's not singing locally right now, I don't think. I'm sure she probably has a pretty good nest egg from, the gigs that she did do. So I don't know how this is going to work out. Is she some housewife now? I don't know. I don't know. But she used to travel all over the world singing. So this is a new dynamic for the both of them. And they talk about her being a stepmom to his two children or whatever. I think he has a 16-year-old, 18-year-old son and a 2-year-old, which I thought that gap was very interesting, to say the least. But again, maybe they talked about some of these things on the Ready to Love show that I did not watch. Okay. So moving on, okay, we have Ashley at home, okay, and she has this assistant that we will be moving back into the house with her. I can't remember the young lady's name. I'm trying to do this without notes, guys, so bear with me. I'm actually scrolling through the episode so I can remember what happened in each scene. But she has this assistant that's going to be helping her out because she has all these things going on. She has her book that's out. She has all these meet and greets or whatever things that she's doing and whatnot. So Ashley is becoming a very well sought after person. She's doing her own thing and living her best life and not living in the shadow of her husband anymore. So, this lady is helping her with all the things that she has going on and with the kids. Okay. Well, she used to be like somebody that helped them solely with the children, but now she's just helping Ashley with her career and she's moving back into the house apparently. But anyway, Quick comes home and him and Ashley are talking, and they end up talking about Jamie, little Jamie and big Jamie, and how they're having issues or whatever. And they talk about their oldest son Antonio, who was 14, and how he's not waking himself up to go to school. And Quick is like, you need to let him miss the bus a couple of times, and maybe he'll grow up and be a man or whatever. He needs to learn how to be a man. I'm like, huh? Like, have you ever woke up and been late for work, Quick? And you a grown man. Indubitably, you a grown man, okay? Did you ever wake up late for work? I'm sure we all have, and we're grown-ups. You're acting like this 14-year-old boy is coming in here that has an IRA, and now he's paying bills and he's putting money in his 401k. He's 14. He's 14. Mamas, that's what we do. We wake our kids up, okay? Now, I don't know if this boy is, paying taxes or anything, but he's 14. Let him be a 14-year-old, okay? Now, should he get up and be responsible? Absolutely. But should he be held accountable like he got a 9 to 5 that he got to get up and support the family with? No. See, Quick has that mindset because he had to grow up rather quickly because of what happened with his parents when he was younger. But that's the thing with parents. You got to stop forcing these kids to grow up too quick. Because when they grow up too quick, it's some other quick things that come along with that. Them thinking they grown, or them not really understanding why they're being pushed forward in life so quickly. When you try to push people through life to grow up real quick, there's a lot of things that come with that, and it's not all positive. Let him grow up and be a kid. Let him grow up on his own, as the time needs to be. That's just too much. Let Ashley wake her baby up in the morning, okay? It's not too deep. It's not too deep. Miss B says, I watched Ready to Love. Cliff and her were the season favorite. Great couple, lots of fun. But on this show, I need them to stay off the bed. Play screwing. Is Cliff is fine. I'm just saying. Yes, he is. And I want to smell his beard for some reason. I just want to do it. Linda Gamble says, what is wrong with these men on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, and DC? Child. Whew, it's like you got to, a part of the description to get the job is to be a fool, child. I don't even know, honey. So, of course, Quick is arguing with Ashley over that. Ashley is like, you are ridiculous. I don't know if it's because of how you grew up, but because of how I grew up, also, I'm going to take care of my kids. Don't you worry about that. So they have a little argument, and he's like, can I have a kiss before he leaves? And she's like, no. But then they end up hugging and kissing each other and whatnot. So in the next scene, Arena is setting up for this party because they're having a party for Jason to celebrate him getting into the Doors program and him moving out. Okay. So she goes to this penthouse down at Fleet Residences, which is down in the National Harbor. Okay. That's actually not DC. I think that's considered Oxon Hill, Maryland, or whatever the case may be, but it's a really beautiful area. Like down there, it's like, well, unless you're from here, you wouldn't know what the Baltimore Harbor looks like. But I think the National Harbor actually is nicer than the Baltimore Harbor to me. It's more intimate, but it's actually where, if you watch Real Housewives of Potomac, that's where Candace's townhouse was that she lived in, that everybody was saying her mama paid for the townhouse or whatever. But yeah, National Harbor is absolutely beautiful. Luxury hotels down there, condos, apartments, anything you need is right down there. Okay. And the views are amazing. So they picked a great place to have the party. And the Fleet Residences is one of those amazing like buildings down there, and they did it in the penthouse. Okay. So her sister is the one that's doing the catering and helping set everything up. So Arena is getting dressed, and everybody is going to be coming to the party. Okay. So she says, well, I hope that um Monique and Chris are going to come. Girl, you don't give a damn if they come or not. Okay. Let's stop pretending like we give a damn about whether Monique and Chris come to this damn party. Okay. Moving on. So she's dressed and whatnot, and everybody arrives at the party, and Jamie comes in and he brings Jason, and he introduces Jason, and he comes in, they come in on this sprinter van or whatever. So he comes up to introduce Jason, and Jason walks in with their oldest daughter, holding him to come in, and he's like dancing, and he's like the life of the party, and kicking things off, which I was like, I really love that they're doing this for him. So they all stand to the side, and they're kind of talking, Jamie, Arena, and Arena's mom. And they're like, did you show Arena was like, did you show my mother the message from Jamie, little Jamie? And he's like, yeah, I showed it to her. Like, he is very entitled, and I'm just really sick of it. They're all mad at how little Jamie is acting and how he's not being grateful or whatever for all the things that they do for him. And I'm like, you guys have coddled him. Like, what do you expect for this young man to do? Like, it's unbelievable to me. I really don't understand it. But anyway, his older sister comes over. I think her name is Ashley too, if I'm not mistaken, but I got to look it up and see. But the oldest daughter comes over, and they're like, what do you think about what's going on? Did you see the message? She was like, I saw the messages, but basically y'all gave him everything that he wanted. So now he's acting accordingly. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, it is what it is. And it's like she's saying that she can understand both sides. But I don't really see where she was like, sometimes the way that Jamie talks to little Jamie, that could be an issue. She can see that. But they definitely coddled him, and they're just getting the fruits, the juice from the fruits of their labor of in giving him entitlement. Like, he's very entitled, and they did it. So, and I get it. Linda Gamble says, "Oh, okay, should we already?" Miss B says, "Monique from me was the rich destiny of the show. Not interesting and trying too hard, sharing but not sharing her real life." Yeah, like I think Monique wanted this to be the Cosby Show. Like, that's what I really think. And it's like, not to say that I want to see all negativity on TV. I don't. But I don't think that there was a way for her to make positive appealing. You get what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like they were funny, like the couples were funny, or like they were doing anything interesting. Like, you can be doing all positive things, but it has to be interesting. Like, y'all were not doing nothing. And then the fake drama that she was creating was a little crazy. Little Jamie is suffering from mental illness. Wow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but he's definitely suffering from being coddled. Okay. The new generation think we owe them some things. Oh yeah. Trust me. Them, listen, y'all, I can tell y'all some stories, but I ain't going to tell nobody business on this show. Okay. So Ashley and Quicksilver come to the party, and then Joy and Cliff come to the party as well. Okay. So they're talking about whether or not little Jamie is actually going to come to the party or not. And at this point, it's like, if he comes, he comes. If he don't, he don't. It is what it is. Brittany, that's the oldest daughter's name. Brittany. Okay, I just remembered, y'all. So her name is Brittany. So Brittany is basically like, y'all coddling him, whatever. I ain't got time. So moving on. All the ladies sit down, and Joy is talking about a panel that she's going to be doing for OWN, where they're talking about single mothers and how they are, if they're ready for love or whatever. And Ashley was like, well, girl, you ain't no single mama, you ain't got no kids, so how you on this panel talking about something that you don't know nothing about? And she was like, well, Joy was like, listen, you don't have to be a single mother to be able to give input. Like, I was on Ready to Love. I'm speaking to the Ready to Love portion. Listen, Joy should have just told her, listen, just mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. They know I ain't got no damn kids, but if they want to invite me to the panel, if you think I'm not going to take this check, you need to think again. Okay. Joy, like, listen, girl, I done moved from Mexico and I don't have no jobs. Okay. So I'm gonna go on this show and collect this little check because we just bought a house, and I'm gonna be on this show talking to you as much as possible. Because listen, look at here. They could have had me on here talking about how pork chops and lamb chops don't meet, and I could be a vegetarian. You can kiss my black ass. Okay. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'm going on here to collect a check. And that's what Joy is doing. Clearly, she, is not experienced in the topic of it all. But Ashley, mind your business, sis. Okay. Mind your business. You seem to have a problem with doing that. Okay. So little Jamie finally arrives to the party. And Big Jamie is like, I need to address this situation with him. Like, him getting mad at me because I'm not helping him pay his tickets and whatnot. Like, he's not being responsible. And I'm really not in the mood to be dealing with this. So they do a presentation of a picture that a local artist did for Jason, where he can actually feel the picture and whatnot, and it's been customized for him, which I thought it was amazing how the artist did that. It looked really, really good. So after all of that scene was over, they cut the cake and whatnot, celebrate with Jason. Big Jamie takes little Jamie outside on the balcony, and they're talking, and he's just like, basically like, what's going on with you? Why are you late to the party? It seemed like you weren't even going to come. And what's up with this text message that you sent? And little Jamie was like, what are you talking about? Like, what did it say? Like, what did you not get? I was very clear. So Big Jamie is like, you talking about we ain't never there for you and all this. And he's like, I didn't say that, and da 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 da. So in a nutshell, they're going back and forth, and it's just the entitlement of it all of little Jamie. Like, he was like, listen, when I ask my grandmother for stuff, I don't have to get all this lip about it. I figured, I stop asking her and ask y'all or whatever. Here's the thing: people are entitled. It's okay for people to say no. If you ask me for something, that doesn't mean I have to give it to you. Period. Pooh. Okay. I don't have to give you whatever you're asking me for. I don't have to do that. It's just not how the game works. Okay. And you're 26 years old, my G. Get your life together. Okay. So they talk about a job that Jamie was trying to get little Jamie, and how he told him to go and apply for the job because little Jamie lost his job and whatnot. Now, mind you, he had this whole case situation that he was up against, but he ended up getting 2 years of probation. So he ended up lucking up and not going to jail, right? But he's still out here being irresponsible. And I remember backtracking a little bit in the conversation with Ashley and Quick, where they were talking about, he was being too hard on Antonio, and probably because he doesn't want him to end up being like a spoiled, rotten, entitled kid like little Jamie is or whatever. And I felt like, is that a little dig? Little jab, if you will, at the Tylers? But anyway, Jamie was like, you know what? I've been giving you $100 every week just to try to help you out. You're not being responsible. Like, what are you doing? You don't have a job. You're not trying to support yourself. And little Jamie's like, I ain't trying to do security. Listen here, little empty head. You don't have a job, sir. And apparently all of the stupid stunts that you've pulled in your life, which you got a lot of balls to be doing all the stuff that apparently you doing, and your damn daddy is a police officer. You got a lot of nerve, and you're really out here embarrassing your parents. I'm just saying, I don't know what you got going on, but you need to cut it out. Lil Jamie is a play thug. Okay, I'm telling you, all the boys that grew up back in the day in Upper Marlboro and Bowie, living in big houses with their parents, out here making friends in DC, trying to be ghetto, when the people that's in the ghetto want to get out, but you want to go there and act gangster because that make you hard, doing stupid stuff, and your parents handing everything to you. I never understood it all, to be honest. It's stupid to me. But little Jamie, like, even to this day, his parents are constantly coming to his aid. He has to grow up. and they have to stop coddling him. Why would you take all this stuff? But they enable it, taking him to the dealership, talking about you gonna help him with a car, and probably co-signing for the car. Y'all are not making him be responsible, and I get it. Nobody wants to make their children suffer or struggle, but there's a time and a place for a lot of this stuff, and these kids need to earn this stuff. And mind you, he's not a kid anymore. So they're out there arguing. Big Jamie's getting upset. He's like, you have nothing. Like, you talking about you don't want this job I'm trying to get you. No, you didn't pass the background check, but you keep doing stupid stuff. Like, you need money. You need a job. Basically, like, I'm not about to be taking care of you for the rest of your life, my dude. Like, son or not, like, you got to get it together. Ms. B said, Lil Jamie maybe not be coming to the party is giving last season. Is Lil Jamie coming to the party? It's the remix of it all for me. Right. Because he was supposed to come to the anniversary party last season, right? I remember that. Let's see. Linda Gamble says, Lil Jamie is way too entitled and wants to be a thug. Right. Absolutely. Lil Jamie is going to find himself in jail. He is, because there's not going to be no way for anybody to keep him out of there if he keeps on doing stupid stuff. It's just really, really crazy. Very, very crazy. So the argument obviously escalates. Lil Jamie is like, I don't got to take this. Basically, I'm, whatever. You want some BS. He goes out in the hallway. Then one of the producers is like, well, he's your father. You have the same name. I'm like, girl, shut up. Shut up. Was you supposed to be Iyanla out here trying to fix his life? Little Jamie obviously looked like he was in the hallway crying. And you know how Big Jamie don't like to see nobody cry, not even his own damn wife. Because, having emotions is just, woo. We can't handle it. He can't handle people having emotions. Anything outside of anger, he don't want to see it, okay? So he's like, I know you're not out in this hallway embarrassing me like this, acting like this in front of these people. Like, Jamie don't want anybody he wants to give this picture perfect image. He doesn't want his children showing that there's any strife in their household or in their family. Like, he got to keep up with the Joneses in his appearance in all aspects, okay? Because I know y'all seen them Chanel earrings, and then they got to be Gucci down to the socks, child. Whatever. That's just what the Tylers do. They have been doing that for years. But the image, right? It's not everything. It's not everything. Image is not everything. Okay? If you're going through stuff, this is your reality. He's going through something, obviously. That family needs a heavy session of therapy. If Iyanla was to come out of retirement, she need to go straight to the Tyler's house. Because the pillow princess image that Arena gives, the gangsta fly guy image that Jamie wants to live up to. He wants to be the gangsta fly popular guy, if you will. Very nice people, indeed. But Jamie is going to have to learn how to navigate his emotions a lot better, because however you're doing it right now, it's not getting through to your son. And Lord knows nobody wants to get the call that something has happened to their child that they can't change. And little Jamie needs somebody to help him change, because the entitlement and the foolishness that he's getting himself into is just unreal. It needs to be tackled, and it needs to be tackled quickly. Okay. Not sooner, not later. But anyway, y'all, that was Love and Marriage DC episode 1 for season 2. I'm actually into it. I'm getting down with the get down with Love and Marriage DC. We are locked in. So I am going to be reviewing this show Saturdays after the show goes off, or on Sunday if it's not too late on Saturday to go ahead and hop on right after the show goes off. I'm excited for Sherelle to pop up. I'm interested to see her in her relationship with Winter, because I saw that they did. Sherelle does these brunches called Own Your Mess or something like that. And she always has different speakers. Now, I know she had Destiny in one of her daggone brunches, child, which I don't know what type of inspiration that heifer was given, but it is what it is. But I'm interested to see her interaction she's obviously friends with Winter, and she's friends with Ashley. So just from some of the previews that I've seen, Sherelle gonna be the one to revive this show. It's about to be off the daggone hook, and I'm going to love every minute of it. All right, y'all. This is your girl Shay Renee signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this show too. And I'm back, y'all. So y'all gonna see me on the regular now. All right? Did y'all miss me? Love y'all. See y'all in the next video. Peace out.